surprised to see so many women keying Teslas because chicks are always losing their keys. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on the church. Got any mandate? You get it on now. Can't wait to speak to Kyle Dunnigan. Got so much loaded up for him. Mayhem's hanging out. Got so much to get into. Okay, so I went back to the Palisades and then to Malibu to continue my popular vlog out. And this time I met with the head of the Army Corps of Engineers. So as we learned, they got to clean up the lots. It's been 2.5 months, right at 2.5 months. And if you want to get your lot cleaned up, as we've been talking about, you could go with a privateer group, like I talked to my guy Glenn over there, who was doing lots on PCH, or you could let the Army Corps of Engineers do it. The Army Corps of Engineers is not really an army of enlisted dudes driving tractors and dump trucks. It's the Army Corps of Engineers comes in here and contracts with all these guys who have these dump truck companies and these heavy equipment companies and things of that nature. So they mobilize, essentially. And I got to say, the scale of it is breathtaking.
Well, let me get it straight. They work as contractors to hire individual companies to clean out the lots? Is that what I'm hearing?
They work as sort of the conductor, and the band is local guys and or guys who've come in from other states. But the Army Corps of Engineers does not own 1,200 dump trucks.
Okay.
Those are private
That's
guys.
funny, because I've always imagined Army Corps of Engineers is a bunch of dudes. Wow.
Well, there was the Fighting Seabees
yeah.
back in the day, even a John Wayne movie with that title, I think, on it. And those guys during World War II would like fly in and land when we were island hopping, trying to get close enough to Japan to get within range of a bomber to drop nukes on Japan. We had to fight island to island.
I hear Army Corps of Engineers. I'm imagining them building a bridge, blowing up a bridge.
I think people sort of think that, but in civilian times, like when the levees break in Louisiana and New Orleans floods, the Army Corps of Engineers, they don't show up because they're a bunch of masonry guys. They contract with huge companies to come in and do it. They supervise it, they organize it, and things of that nature. So there's the Army Corps of Engineers, and those guys are wearing camouflage. And then there's civilians, and it's mostly civilians driving dump trucks and stuff. So we got a behind the curtain peek of what they were doing that no one else gets to see, which is they're going nuts on these lots. And they're having to clean up every lot first. Now, what's every lot? Well, every lot has a bunch of debris, paint and junk stuff, cars, stuff, debris. And once you get rid of the debris, then you get burnt concrete slabs, steel, building material, stucco, and that kind of stuff.
Carcinogens.
They come and clean it all up. But then what do they do with it and how's it work? Well, they took Temescal Canyon. So Sunset goes all the way down and leads. Everything tees or dies off into Pacific Coast Highway. You got Topanga Canyon. You got Sunset Canyon. And if you want to get from where we are there, you could just drive Sunset all the way and then eventually
all the way down to the PCH.
You'd go down to PCH. And Temescal Canyon is a big canyon that goes all the way down to where the Palisades High School is. And what the Army Corps Engineers did is they just blocked off all of Temescal. And they just gated it off. And they even put a screen, like a green tarp in front, so you couldn't even see what was going on up there. And then on the hillside, so it starts about 100 feet up from PCH, and then the canyon is wide, and it goes straight uphill. It starts on the ocean side, and they just go up the hill. And on one end, they just have dump truck after dump truck after a huge line of dump trucks filled with whatever was on people's lots, steel, concrete, all that. And not the old water heaters and not the old cars, but now slow it down there for a second. What they have, so first thing you pass is these balers. First thing, you stacked up bales of metal, pipes, tin roof, any kind of metal that's not like an I-beam, like a big heavy I-beam. Baled, like hay, like same as hay, but it's all just plumbing, metal, roof plumbing, patio roof, any metal that's in the building gets all pulled out and baled. Well, then you go up the hill and you see they have a baler, a mobile baler. Everything's on a rig. It's all huge. And they have this huge mountain of scrap, steel, aluminum, anything metallic.
For us, without the knowledge of that, what exactly is a baler? It's a.
They drop it all into this.
So the workers
cylinder,
take each piece by hand and throw it into a baler?
No, they take these big tractors with cranes and arms on them, and they drop it in, and the baler crushes it, and then goes around it with like wire and creates a bale.
I get it. Yeah.
Of metal.
Okay.
Piping, plumbing, whatever. It's all anything metallic in that house ends up in this bale. If it's a big piece of I-beam steel, it sits next to it. So then you can keep going. You go up, and there's a baler with a huge mountain of scrap steel and metal and a big old crane just feeding it into the baler. And then when you go up past the metal section, you go into the concrete pulverizer.
Ooh.
That'd be a good fighter's name.
Man, wouldn't it?
The pulverizer takes all these concrete slabs and all the concrete beams and pilasters and caissons, anything concrete, pulverizes it, turns it into dust, puts it on a conveyor belt, multiple conveyor belts, fill up a dump truck and a gravel truck, and they take it to the concrete plant to be repurposed, turn into new concrete. Mm-hmm. Now, the thing that's amazing is all of the concrete slabs all has the rebar in it, all has the steel in the middle of it. Yeah, it's always in the middle. It's not the top, it's not the bottom. If it's a 6-inch slab, it's at 3 inches. It's right in the middle. They pulverize it and take all the rebar out. All the rebar gets pulled out, even though it's embedded in all the concrete. They pulverize it. They take all the rebar out. The rebar goes to the baler. That gets baled up. Then the concrete goes to the pulverizer. That pulverizes it, turns it into gravel, basically, and then starts filling gravel trucks. There's this canyon, you can see a giant mountain of concrete. This is all people's former houses, and all they have is these tractors going 24/7, dump trucks going as far up the canyon as you can see. The dump truck goes to the job site, the stuff gets piled into the dump truck, and then the dump truck waits in line, drives down here, then they unload the dump truck, and you realize, oh man, we're little ants, and we'll just do it. And he's like, they're doing like a site, like 24 hours. You can pause it there. There's the high school. You can go to amcroll.com and see all this. But it's pretty miraculous. And there's 1,200 trucks going, and they're all mobilized, and it's insane. They've set up an entire factory in the middle of Temescal Canyon, 2 blocks from PCH. In the most expensive real estate in the world, they just made a concrete factory and a steel recycling factory right in the middle of the street.
It is breathtaking, yeah.
And the first thing they have is scales. All the trucks go onto the scales, and they tell you what the load is and what they've pulled off of each property. So this truck is being tracked, and it went to this address, and it weighs this much. That's how much was taken off of that parcel. They weigh them all. Then they go in, they unload. Then they start pulling the steel and the rebar out of the concrete and separating the steel, and then they pulverize it, and then it goes back to the factory.
Better late than never.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'll keep you guys more informed on the vlog, but it was I drove around for about 4 or 5 hours with the Army Corps engineers guy, and it's pretty impressive when we mobilize like what we can do. And then also, we do a lot of robot talk, lots of robot talk. And the robot talk is like, well, could that robot clean your toilet or give you a blowjob? Or better yet, while you're on the toilet, give you a blowjob while they're cleaning the toilet.
Plumpkin 5,000.
That's right. That's right. But when you sit back, you see one 5'8" Mexican dude sitting in the cab of one of these giant cranes, and that arm's coming down, and it's picking up 2,000 pounds of concrete and moving it 12 feet over and setting it in the dump truck, and then the dump truck's going over there, and then the thing's going into a pulverizer. First off, if you tried any of this, I don't know how you would do it by hand. You couldn't. You couldn't do it. You'd have to get a donkey and a sled, and it's impossible. Yeah. We have robots. There's one guy from Guatemala who has a GED who is making $95 an hour sitting inside a robot that Caterpillar made, and he's moving this arm, and that arm can lift 2 tons, and then move it 40 feet and set it down, and he's got the chipping thing at the end, just taking those concretes and just chipping, banging away at it. That's a robot. It's a robot that he's driving.
You're right, yeah. It's amazing.
Oh, my God, how much equipment they have there. It's fucking nuts. But, as I say, every time, and we drove through the highways and the byways up to Palisades, up where the school burnt down and a place where they don't let you go, and then down to PCH. All you do is pass dump truck after dump truck after dump truck after skip loader after backhoe, everything, an army of humanity. Not one black man. Never a black man. Never a black man. Not one black dude. And I'm always like, and then I looked it up. I went home. Black dudes in Los Angeles, black people, 6% of the population, 30% of the homeless.
Damn.
Could we go down to the motherfucking inner city and start teaching people a trade? That's all.
Yeah.
It's what is this? Who am I, fucking Einstein over here? It's the easiest thing in the world. These guys, they're not going to Harvard. They're not really into the academics. We need them to pay taxes. Why don't we just give them a fucking apprenticeship as an electrician or drive the fucking... If you can drive... But if you're in the trades in Los Angeles, you're working for the next 10 years non-fucking stop, and you are calling your own price out. Yeah. These guys are working Sundays. They're working 18-hour shifts. That one shift leaves, the other shift. They are non-fucking stop. I was there. I went back on Sunday. A dump truck's coming in and out. They're on golden time. And these guys, they ain't working for free. They're making good coin on shit that we could teach an 18-year-old dude from the inner city. 18-month program. He'd be fine. He'd be certified, whatever. Easy as shit to do. Never hear about it.
Yeah.
Mike Rose, the only guy's ever brought it up.
I know.
What? Hello?
Well, guys, you know what? I feel myself kind of recoiling a little bit just because you're stating a fact about the things that it could be better for a lot of guys. But the messenger has got to be like, I don't know, Anton Carolla or somebody else.
Brother.
Yeah, got to be a bro. Yeah,
DeBrickashaw Carolla?
Exactly.
Anthony?
Yeah,
Should I call my cousin Anthony? And that's the other thing, too. It's like, well, it's not going to work from your white ass. You're rich. It's I don't know. What if I have an idea? What if it's good for black people? You got to hear it from a black guy?
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I think there are a lot of guests on the show, and maybe you need to enlist them as, to sort of push this message out. Because it's a great message, I think. And I have some experience with this sort of because I got a buddy who's a welder. And, we were in a certain institution for a lot of black guys. He was pitching this exact idea at so many guys of every different. I don't think it's so
Your guys are down at the Getty?
Yes.
Oh, I got it now.
Well, anyway, nobody took him up on it. I was more
not
interested.
Yeah. It's the craziest. I want to just get in front of the fucking city council and go, you have bunch of black teenagers who are getting jumped into gangs right now. Would you like to get them? And then they do this shit all the time. They go, we got to pay a living wage. These are, ironically, these are slave wages McDonald's paying. These fast food places need to. It's fast food. That's not a fucking career. It's not a career, you working at a fast food place.
Yeah.
You don't want to work at a fast. You should not be trying to get. Okay. Here's a choice. You could get McDonald's to pay these guys. I'm going to flip over all the cards. I'm fucking shooting for the moon here. You could get McDonald's to pay these guys $25 an hour to flip burgers, which McDonald's would never do. And they'd never open up another McDonald's. They'd cut everyone's hours. They'd make everything roboticized. They'd kiosk. But you could force McDonald's to give these guys $25 an hour, or you could get them a year's worth of vocational training, and they could start at $60 an hour driving one of these backhoes or skip loaders.
I've seen guys do it. I've seen guys.
I know, just fucking do it.
But it's rare.
Yeah. It's all Hispanic, 100% Hispanic, and it's 10% white, and then 0 Asians. And you go, oh, what's wrong with the Asians? Nothing's wrong with the Asians. They're in fucking med school right now up the street at UCLA. There's a way to miss it. You can go above it or you can go below it. The Asians went above it. There's no Jews. There is no Asians. There's no. They kept the family together and focused on education. But there is not, with the exception of the occasional National Guardsman who is a brother, but that's just fucking making $1,300 a month on the National Guard or whatever. That's low. Nobody driving a truck, nobody involved with the building, no one involved with the demolition, no one involved with the architecture, nobody working any heavy equipment, nobody. Not one motherfucking blackface in the entire group, and I circumnavigated the whole place 5 times now, always looking for brothers, because I got my hand in my wallet, I'm looking out, head on a swivel. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
The point is they don't exist, and why is it fucking nuts?
Cultural. It's cultural. It's totally cultural. I mean, look, you bitch about the Democrats a lot, but there's one thing they did kind of do is tell those guys that they talk down and make it so that, your choices are either you're going to be a famous rapper or you're going to be a drug dealer, or sometimes both.
I know. And also there's a manual labor thing where it's like, hey, we ain't on the plantation anymore. We don't have to do this shit.
I get it. If my ancestry background was that, I might feel real sensitive about farming. Picking cotton was out all the way out.
I get it, but you're operating a backhoe and you're getting $90 an hour and you're putting fucking food on the table. All right. So I don't know. So someone get a plan together? Just fucking figure it out.
There's got to be some.
By the way, in a world where all they talk about is diversity, you can, between the Palisades and Pasadena or Altadena and Malibu, it's mobilized thousands of working men, shovel-ready jobs. Remember those jobs?
Yeah.
Not a black face in there. How about a little fucking diversity? How about we go down the fucking inner city and recruit? This shit's going to be going on for 10 years. Hit them now.
Yeah.
Ugh. Breaking news. Well, I would say breaking news is broken. You're constantly scrolling on Facebook, Twitter, now X, of course, TikTok. You're probably over the news at this point. If this sounds like you, I recommend that you listen to Up First, and that is a podcast on NPR. Up First frees you from the all-day scroll obsession by telling you everything you need to know in 15 minutes. No BS, little bite-sized pieces. Yeah, it's an interesting show, and I got to tell you, I've had my thoughts about NPR over the years, but this is different. This is short, it's truthful, and it's bite-sized. Up First, short format, makes it easy to catch up on what's happening while you're getting ready, making breakfast, or going to work. It's Up First. Am I right, Dawson?
Listen now to the Up First podcast from NPR.
Public Rec. I love these guys, and so does Drew, because they have pants that are like sweats, except for they look like nice dress pants, but they feel like sweats, and they're comfortable. I mean, look, no one's got the time for stiff, uncomfortable clothes anymore. You guys know what I mean. It's March, and we're getting to the end of March. It's still a little cold outside. You deserve to be comfortable, whatever you're wearing. These pants are a game changer. Their pants are designed to be as comfy as your favorite sweatpants, but stylish. They, what can I tell you? They feel like sweatpants, and they just look like nice dress pants. So, I don't know. I'll call that win-win. Public Rec not only has the most comfortable pants ever made, but they have a huge selection of high-quality, everyday premium styles. You can revamp your entire wardrobe with perfect-fitting polos, shorts, hoodies. It's all good at Public Rec, right, Dawson?
Make your New Year's resolution a comfortable one. No more pants that pinch, tug, or annoy. For a limited time, you can get 20% off at Public Rec by using code ACS at checkout. Just head to publicrec.com. Use code ACS and you're all set. Oh, and when they ask you how you found them, be sure to mention our show. It really helps us out. Find your perfect fit and never compromise on comfort again. Public Rec, where comfort rules.
Is Kyle Dunnigan up?
Kyle Dunnigan's on the Zoom.
Is he on the Zoom? Oh, okay. I don't think his mic's hot. I got.
Here we go.
Hey, Kyle, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey,
Hi.
rerun.
Hey.
I love that rerun. Rerun was average if you looked at the average person size-wise walking around Disneyland today, and was considered the fattest person any of us had ever seen in our youth.
Yeah.
Kyle, let me give Kyle a plug. Kyle's a very funny stand-up comedian, if you don't know it. I mean, his voices are amazing, but his stand-up is really good, too, minus the voices. He's going to be in Baltimore at the Port Comedy Club. That's coming up March 27th through 29th. And then April, it's going to be in Boston at Laugh Boston. And then Vermont Comedy Club.
Yeah, that's got to be good.
Yeah, and you can go to Kyle Dunnigan comedy.com, right, Kyle?
Or KyleDunnigan.com works too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I was, I think you do a little Elon, don't you?
Yeah, I've got to read on. There's like a funny laugh. He goes, a bit of a stutter there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's like pretty cool. It's cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, it's funny too when people go, like we find the people and they go, that guy's weird. Like something's a little off with that guy. It's a little bit off. And I go, yeah, he can figure out a way to get to Mars. Whereas you normal person, you do fucking nothing. So maybe a little bit off. Maybe a little bit off is a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think about that too. Like, don't you know, like we allocate certain parts of our brain, and his went to engineering, like the whole thing. And then the social thing, got a little, soft or something. But that's
well,
all right.
it is interesting. I'm not lumping myself in with Elon, but if your brain does go to things like building and constructing and engineering and like stuff, and you hear people kind of doing kind of long talk that's going nowhere, I literally have to jump in and go, all right, let's go. Like, come on. Like, when you sit next to a woman and she's talking to her friend and she's like, no, okay, then I'll see. All right, then I'll see you then. Okay, because you're awesome. Because I'll see you then. Okay, then we'll do it then. Okay, then I'll see you then. I'll go. Move it along. Like, come on. Here we go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what we're doing here. Women treat a conversation like you've been on a treadmill running hard for 30 minutes. You hit the cool down button. It's like, I just need to kind of cool it down here. I'll bring it down to 4 miles an hour. They cool it down. We hit stop.
Right.
Just stop and get off the treadmill.
Off.
We don't need to cool it. We don't need to cool it down. We don't need to jog half speed for 3 minutes. Just stop it.
Well, also, I'll tell you what gives me anxiety is like you're not listened to. You go, I gotta go, and then all right, I might be bringing my mother into this.
Yeah.
Then they keep going, and then you feel not listened to, and you're late.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm mad rude. I just hang up people's face.
Drew's wife doesn't even acknowledge when he's on a phone call. I can hear her just talking to him while I'm talking to him, and then he goes, I'm on the phone, and that doesn't slow her at all. She rolls right into the rest of the thought. I'm like, she doesn't even understand the concept that you're on a phone call. Doesn't stop her. She rolls right into it.
Have you guys talked about Hilaria Baldwin and Alec Baldwin?
Oh, not yet, but that was awesome. That is awesome. It's also, listen, I know Alec fairly well, and he's a serious intellect. Now, it doesn't help him. You know what I mean? Because he's just trapped inside his own superior brain. But the superior intellect dude will always push that aside and go for the hottie, the hot yoga instructor, every single time. I mean, history is littered with such instances, right? And so you go there, and now the deal with, like, if you're 151 IQ and you go with the hot chick who's got the 87 IQ, 87 IQ will be the conversations you will have. There's no elevation. There's only undermining. You have to go down and meet them.
And then when they don't get what you're saying, they think you're the idiot, and they'll tell you you're an idiot. They just don't get it.
No, they'll do a lot of "I wasn't born," whatever. How? Yeah.
I don't get why Alec Baldwin. I think he could have a hot woman and someone of his intellect. I mean, rich, famous.
Well, you got to go to Canada to get those. Canada has hot chicks that are also smart. We don't do that here in the States.
They're known for their strip clubs. Did you know that?
Yeah. That they have a good educational system, and hot chicks.
Yeah, because a lot of girls are going to college. So that's why.
So I was listening to I was thinking about you because I was listening to Tim Walz, and I had an interesting thought, because everyone is playing this Tim Walz thing, which is he's apologized. He's kind of apologizing, saying he made a joke about Tesla losing stock, and then people are like, "Hey, Dumbo, half your pension fund in Minnesota is tied up in Tesla stock, so you shouldn't want everyone's 401k to go down." And then also, it's an American car with American workers, and so you shouldn't be rooting against American companies that also keep shareholders and retirement funds and 401ks. Moving, but so he had to walk it back, which he did. But it's the more interesting point at the end, which is, I told everyone we've left the race warfare that we engage in, and we're now into class warfare. Billionaires, these rich guys, this oligarchy. Like the Democrats went from race to money. They like somebody circulated a memo and said, stop calling everyone racist, start calling them out of touch billionaires, oligarchy, kings who want to buy to get their fat cat rich friends more money in their pocket. They went from race to finances in like a 3-day period.
Yeah,
did you notice that?
Good strategy.
Yeah. All right, so they're no longer calling everyone racist. They're calling them rich elitists who are trying to take money out of poor people's pockets. So that's the angle now. But listen to the end of this, because this is their version of what a rich person should do at the end. But go ahead and play it. Sorry.
This guy bugs me in a way that is probably unhealthy. And but I have to be careful about being a smartass. I was making a joke. These people have no sense of humor. They are the most literal people. But my point was, they're all mad, and I, said something I didn't, probably shouldn't have about a company. He is. He's
an idiot.
Agreed.
Super dumb guy.
I make the case. They're all butthurt about the Tesla thing, but they don't care the disrespect they have shown to employees at the Minneapolis VA who care for our veterans, and they fire them. They don't care.
I don't care.
So we will have the conversation about efficiency in government and about doing that, but none of us believe for a second they're thinking about this. Oh, we fired everybody that's dealing with Ebola. And then he went into the Oval Office wearing a hat. I don't ever want to hear anybody talk about decorum and respect or that. Wearing a hat, coming in there, richest man in the world. Again, this maybe is just me. If I'm the richest man in the world, I'm like out on the streets handing out the money. It'd be fun as hell just to help people out. Go help people out.
Yeah. By the way, he's not reading off a teleprompter. He literally thinks like a 9-year-old thinks. Like Scrooge McDuck. Like, if I'm a rich guy, I'm going out in the street and handing out $5 bills trying to help people. It's like, well, first off, Dick, that's not how being rich works. I know in your plan, every rich person just needs to hand cash to anyone next to them to help them. Rich guys create jobs. You create tons of fucking good jobs like Tesla and SpaceX and the boring company stuff. You create a bunch of shit and then you employ a bunch of people and then they start families and pay bills and pay taxes. You don't go out to the corner and just hand out, like get your ice cream man change belt on and just start handing out nickels to people. And when there's people walking around and you give them $1,200, it doesn't really help them. They need to get training and a skill and a profession, a little dignity. I know your mind is, hey, rich guys, just take your shit and hand it to other people so they'll be rich too.
Here's a Christmas goose.
Right. So
Yeah,
he wasn't on prompter. He was just going, hey, man, if I were rich, I'd just go out. And by the way, he's such a hero. First off, he can hand out money if he likes. You don't have to be rich. We're all rich enough to go stand out in the street and hand out money if you like. But he wants to help people because he's a fucking hero. See, everyone? That's how he wants. That's what he. That's his fucking 9-year-old version of rich people.
Yeah. And another thing I don't hear people, I don't think people understand, like, let's say Elon has $300 billion. He doesn't have $300 billion. That's mostly in stock options. If he sold that to get the money, he would bankrupt his company. It's like that money is not, he doesn't actually have that money.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
but he could probably cobble together $8,000 if he had to hand it out, you know?
Yeah. No, he's very, very rich. And I know the loophole they do where they get a bank loan to have actual cash to get around taxes. But he paid $11 billion in taxes in 2021. I don't think anybody knows that. They talk like he doesn't pay tax. He paid $11 billion, which is the most ever. It's more than 2 through 8 put together.
I will say to everyone I argue with on Twitter the same thing. Tim Walz, what did you pay last year in taxes? Okay, you paid $9,428. All right, the guy you hate paid $11 billion. So shut the fuck up. Because I used to say to people all the time, they go, what's your charity? And I'd go, I don't have a charity. And they go, hey, no charity? And I go, I paid $1.7 million in taxes last year. What'd you pay? And they go, huh? Well, I give $10 to the March of Dimes. I said, my charity pays for everything. It's not kids with scleroderma. It's just roads and cops and bridges and schools and shit. I fucking sprinkle it around everywhere. So don't get all fucking high and mighty on me. But anyway, it is funny that he really, he thinks his audience is stupid enough and he's grandiose enough to say, if I was a billionaire, I'd just go help people by handing them money, which is how they think. Handing people shit hurts them, you fucking idiots. But going down to the inner city and teaching those guys a trade, a skill, and bringing them over here to help rebuild Malibu, that's how you would help.
Return on investment.
Oh, my God.
The bigger problem, too, is like you just can't even talk. Like it feels religious. Like if you say anything positive about Elon Musk or defend it, they think you're like you're on the other team. There's no discussions. It's like it's awful. Let's just talk about it.
But you gotta find it comical in the sense to see like 60-year-old white adult males like fucking losing it. Like it's weird to see old dudes losing it, and it also makes you realize like how vulnerable and malleable like everyone is into the later stages of life. Like, and also like half those Elon keying the Tesla things are like, I'll see half the footage because the cars have the cameras on them, right? half the footage is like dudes with luggage just going through an airport parking lot. Like they're just coming home from Phoenix. You know what I mean? They didn't go out to Key. You know what I'm saying? Like the scariest part is the people that happen upon crime. Like they leave the house for one thing, and then at some point they're punching somebody. It's like you didn't even leave the house for this. You just happened upon it. Like the guy's like trying to get to the Uber stand at LAX, dragging his roller luggage, and he's like, "Oh, what have we here? Oh, a Tesla.
Crime of opportunity.
Oh shit, where's my fucking keel or my scribe or my hole punch or whatever? Oh, I got a key here. Okay, like he's planning on going home and seeing his kids." And he's trying to catch an Uber, and he happened upon a Tesla.
Yeah. That's crime of opportunity.
That's right. And half these guys are middle-aged white dudes.
Weird.
I will say, in the crime, like literally street crime,
yeah,
the blacks have dominated over the years. Let's face it, fellas.
Yeah.
They have
putting up good numbers
in street, not in white collar, because that's got the word white in it.
Yeah.
But in the street crime, when it comes to street crime, the blacks have dominated. But when it comes to the literal street where the car's parked on the street and we're keying it, that's whiteies.
Yeah.
That's the white man's
We're making a big
domain.
comeback.
We're making a comeback, Kyle. You feel that?
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but the keying is a white crime. We kind of have that cornered.
This is our year.
Like if you were in prison, and there's like a white guy and a black guy, and somebody said, one of these guys is in here for keying a Tesla, and the other guy's in for assaulting a cop. Which one is it? Don't you think you'd be 100% batting average on that?
Yeah.
Also,
I think
pie
100. In the face. Pie in the face is whites. We have that one too.
A pie in the face, but that's not really street crime. I'm trying to get back a little street. I mean,
assault.
It's a form of assault, but if you do it on a game show, it can't be that bad, you know.
All the crimes that you guys named, I've never keyed a Tesla.
You've never, with your illustrious criminal background,
Never.
I've never keyed a car either because, first off, a car is just a fucking, it's like kicking someone's dog because you don't like the person.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that's their
sauce.
dog. That's not. But a car,
it's also,
yeah,
like you were promoting the dog years ago because it was helping the environment.
Right. Yeah, you love Snoopy in 2022. Yeah,
people.
Well, but I always say your car is sort of like a little piece of you leave outside at night. Because that's why the girlfriend who caught you cheating can go after. It's like as if you just left a little part of you out on the street, you know, and they can go after it. I started speaking of keying the Teslas, I had a Twitter run. I sparked something on Twitter over the weekend, and people I usually say shit and then people call me a douche or they enjoy it, but they don't jump in and keep the ball rolling. I've never had more participation with a tweet in my life. But I'll tell you what, we'll take a quick break and then we'll come back with Kyle Dunnigan. I'll tell you guys what I did right after this. Oh, Bear. Love these guys. Great mattress. I use my Bear mattress. I sleep so much better now because I've been displaced. So, I got a new rental place, and I got a Bear mattress there. They're designed to focus on recovery, cooling, and pressure relief, and to upgrade your sleep to improve your overall quality of life. Look, when you get a horrible night's sleep, we've all had horrible night's sleeps. You sleep, 3 hours. I didn't get any sleep last night. You have a horrible day. Well, Bear's Sleep Quiz can match you to the perfect mattress based on your body type and sleep preferences. The award-winning mattresses are made in the U.S. with certified clean materials, and they include a limited lifetime warranty. Plus, Bear's sleep recovery technology helps you fall asleep faster, enjoy deeper rest, and wake up rejuvenated. Still not convinced? Well, sleep on it for 120 nights and make sure you love it. If you're not getting the best sleep of your life, they'll pick it up and refund it. No hassles. It's Bear, right, Dawson?
Go to bearmattress.com and use promo code Adam at checkout to get 40% off site-wide. This offer is not available anywhere else. You have to use Adam's code on the very last page of checkout to get this discount. That's bearmattress.com and use promo code Adam to get 40% off site-wide. Bearmattress.com, promo code Adam.
Hydrow. Love me some Hydrow. Yeah. It's a good workout. It's a good all-body workout, and it's fast. So I'll explain. I use my Hydrow on a daily basis. Yeah, the thing about the gym's great, but you got to get in the car and you got to drive and you got to find parking and so on and so on. I mean, by the time you get home, it's 2 hours round trip. Hydrow, 20 minutes, a killer full-body workout. Hits 86% of your muscles in just 20 minutes, and the thing looks like a modern piece of furniture. It's beautiful. No excuses. Just sit it and hit it, as I like to say. Whether you're training for a marathon or just trying to stay in shape, Hydrow meets you where you're at. I'll just put the TV on and watch myself 20 minutes of TV and hit the Hydrow hard. I love these guys. A great workout. It's Hydrow, right, Dawson?
Kick off the new year with a full body workout, all from the comfort of home with Hydrow. Head over to hydrow.com and use code Adam to save up to $475 off your Hydrow Pro rower. That's hydrow.com, code Adam to save up to $475. Hydrow.com, code Adam. Here's a memorable moment from the Adam Carolla Show's Ace Awards archives.
You come across a dead bear in the road coming back from falconing.
It's a totally normal story. Go ahead.
You go drag it out there and put the bike next to it, like it was a bear that got hit by a bike.
Right, hilarious.
Yeah, I get it. I get the symbolism.
Hey, real quick, a friend of mine had asked me to get rid of their bike, which, sometimes when you want to get rid of a bike, you just ask a Kennedy to get rid of it.
The 2025 Ace Awards, coming this December. Now back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Kyle Dunnigan is joining us. I got some Bill Maher news for you coming up, Kyle.
Oh, great. I can't wait to hear that.
Always sounds sarcastic, but I know
bated breath.
I know he's not. So
right.
I sent a tweet out, and on like Friday night, just kind of making a joke. And most of the time I send stuff out, no one gives a shit. But this one started a small tweet storm, and everyone participated in it. And I wrote, "Too many Teslas are being needlessly keyed. It is time to have a real conversation about key control." And then everyone dove into this. And you're going to have to separate the ones out, or at least the ones that key manufacturers are creating these things, which are super useful for scratching paint. You got to find the replies of the ones I responded to, and I don't know how Twitter works, but they started on these things. Keys, I wrote, keys are for hugging. Someone else wrote, let's see. All right, you're going to have to somebody, I don't know, can you segregate the responses or whatever my Tesla response are? All right, somebody's going to have to figure that out. We tried, but I can't just go through every tweet I gave out. You're going to have to, someone's going to have to separate them and put them somewhere, just like 10 of them, and maybe anticipated this happening.
Open a new window.
Coming up. Open a new window. But you had to know this one was going to happen. All right. Bill Maher, I'll let these guys assemble that for a minute.
What a great thing to do, key control.
No, but it was like there should be oh, God. I mean, every response was just a gun control response. Mine, I had you can pry this key from my cold, dead hands.
That was my first thought.
that was, everyone had a blame the key manufacturers. I had one where I had a nephew who went to Vietnam, And no, a nephew who was in the military who came home and he was struggling with mental issues and he turned the key on himself. It was all that, except for we should have segregated these things an hour ago, I think, when I
right to bear keys. You put that one in?
Yeah, it's all the guys talking about the Second Amendment.
Someone said you should stop all this, and you said I diss a key.
Yeah, somebody after about 7 hours, somebody decided it had gone on too long or not, way too long, and I had to get them. Unfortunately, I can't read. But Dawson,
semi-automatic key. That's a good point.
Oh, I said, why? Is there any reason why a janitor needs a key ring with 10 keys on it? Let's see, Hawaii. So, all right. So, Beto says he's taking all the keys. We need sensible key laws. Does the janitor really need a key ring with that many keys on it? There's no reason you need a fully semi-automatic key. Everyone just went nuts.
That's true.
Dawson, I don't know what you got.
Somebody said the first draft of the Second Amendment said a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear keys shall not be infringed.
You get the picture. We can pull a few more good ones off.
And then Madison changed it to arms at the very last second.
This just kept going, and I woke up the next morning, and people were still going. And like I said, Dawson,
here's one you say, you can pry that key out of my cold, dead hands.
Yeah, I said that one. There's 200.
And what about ghost keys?
Oh, that I had to bring up ghost keys and keys being. Oh, God. Sensible key laws.
Somebody said California, Connecticut, Hawaii, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, and Vermont all have 10-key maximum laws. And you say, it didn't stop that mass keying in Cherry Hill.
You should never point a key at anyone, even if it doesn't open a door.
Right.
Just don't do it.
We need sensible key laws. And your reply is, Beto says he's taking all the keys.
That's all I did all weekend. It's a uniquely male endeavor.
Yeah, you don't point a key unless you want to open the door.
That's right. No woman would ever engage in this kind of behavior, right? Where you just sit all weekend and make up key-related puns with other dudes.
All keys should be banned. And you say, well, then only outlaws would have keys.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's true. But
yeah, it's not a lady thing to do.
It does bring up a bigger point to all the people that always talk about gun control, which is no one in a million years would blame the key for keying a Tesla. You go, what the fuck? Who are these people who are doing this, right? I would say let's focus on the people shooting people. You can focus on the gun, but somebody needs to pick it up and fucking shoot somebody. And that's something we should focus on because we all own keys, but we don't feel the necessity to drag them along Teslas, or the vast majority of us do not feel that necessity. So is it the key? Well, I would say the key is like the gun in many ways, that if it's used properly, we can live in a society with them. Dawson?
To this one, you just simply said true. If we gave every teacher a key, we wouldn't be in this mess.
That's a good point.
All right. So then Bill Maher, and if you want to build up a few more, Dawson, we'll get back to you at some point. But Bill Maher.
I don't think you should be making fun of the key thing.
Oh, you don't think so, Bill?
I don't think so. It's not funny.
It's funny.
Okay.
Well,
no, it's not. People are getting their cars keyed.
But
you're making fun of that.
Well, but Bill, as a fellow skilled comedian, that I like to take things and do like a little turn of phrase. You know what I mean? I'll take
a little twist on it, right?
Yeah. I'll see. What I'm doing is I'm saying key, but I'm really thinking gun. Like gun laws and key laws and turning the key. You see what I'm saying?
Right. No, I got it after the first one.
Oh, you don't want the other 37?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, but I'm saying our job.
Don't spoil them for me. I want to go through your Twitter later. I'd hate for you to spoil it for me right now.
But as one successful comedian to another, Bill, I think
right.
Okay, you see, it always sounds sarcastic, but I know you love me. I know you agree with me. I was as one very successful comedian to another. I think you
aren't you at Magooby's next weekend?
I'm just tuning up for my special. I'm not. I can play bigger venues.
Right.
Yeah, it's in Timonium, by the way, outside of Baltimore. Anyway, as one super successful comedian to another, I'm turning a phrase here, and I'm getting my audience. I have a big audience, to engage,
And when you're doing your comedy, do they drop checks right in the middle of it?
Well, they have.
Because you don't do theaters, do you, Adam?
You know what? I prefer the intimacy of a smaller room.
Right. Of a small room where you make no money. I hear you. Like everybody believes you.
No, like when the Rolling Stones would play the Troubadour. You know what I mean? Like, talk to them, man. That's where I connect with my audience. You know what I mean?
But they didn't have to play the Troubadour. They didn't only play the Troubadour.
Oh, yeah, sure. They played a few stadiums in Brazil. I'll grant you that, Bill. But I like the intimacy of really connecting with my audience. And when I see that check drop, I know I have about 14 minutes to wrap it up, and I like it because I don't want to stare at a clock. I wait for that check to drop, 2-drink minimum.
Your clock.
Yeah, I got it like a chicken finger crowd. My crowd likes good food, and I like to play the clubs because, again, it's like Lenny Bruce playing those clubs, with smoke filled,
Right.
Yeah, intimate.
From modern day Lenny Bruce.
Yeah.
That's how I think of
I'm glad you said it. I wasn't going to say it myself, but I want to connect with my crowd. And you play those, you play those big theaters with the balcony. You can't even see up there from the stage,
That's true. I can barely see all the people that come to my shows, and you can see your fan right there. You can talk right to them, probably.
There's always more than one, Bill. I think you know that. I think it's a little slip of the tongue where you didn't pluralize fan. You said fan instead of fan.
And they're eating chicken fingers, making great decisions.
You know what?
Let's go to an Adam Carolla show and get fried food that's going to make us fatter.
Sometimes I'll sometimes do 3 shows in a day, Bill, because I love comedy. Whereas you're just
you want to break $1,000 for the weekend?
Okay, all right. I saw you talking on your show about regulations, and I'm telling you, I felt like you trying to get solar in your home was a big deal. And now you're talking about regulation all the time, which, by the way, Bill, you just sound like me. I've been yelling about regulation ever since I got in front of a microphone. I'm now
I sound like you. I changed my mind.
I'm now 30 years yelling into a microphone because I came from construction to radio, and I got here and I started yelling about regulation. Here you are on your show talking about sounding like me, quite frankly.
California is projected to lose 3 seats, New York 2, also going to lose a seat, Minnesota, Oregon, Rhode Island, Illinois, all blue states. Who's getting these? Texas, Florida. I mean, this looks like game over, and the reason why people are voting with their feet is a lot of what your book is about.
Yeah,
taxes and regulation. I certainly have been screaming about it forever. I did 3 years with a sign here that said, how long is it going to take me to get my solar hooked up? 3 years. Talking about it on television in this state. You couldn't do it. This state has almost 400,000 regulations. I just put in a new roof because the fire, I thought, let's get a roof that's not going to burn up. 2 inspections. Why are you inspecting my roof? It's my fucking roof. If it falls on me...
That's right. It's my fucking roof. That's right.
All right. Byron, I told you to cut it there, but that's fine.
I could listen to me all day.
Yeah, you're so eloquent. And
you're so great.
You're so much snarkier on the podcast than you're in front of your audience.
It just depends who I'm talking to.
Oh. So if you're talking to someone else, you'd be sarcastic?
Well, I talk to world leaders. And
oh, yeah. You're going to Trump.
Mm-hmm.
First off, his audience claps their ass off. His audience loves regulation. I don't get it. And Bill's, first things first. I'm not a regulation guy, but the reason you get an inspection on a new roof is you're only allowed 3 roofs and then they have to strip them down. Now, I don't know if you guys know this.
Nope, didn't know that.
You can get a roof. You can have a roof, like a shingle roof, and then you can get like a 20-year roof. Shingle. And then that can wear out in 20 years or 18 years, and you just put another roof right on top of it. And then you can put a third roof right on top of that, but eventually it gets too heavy. And they want to know how many roofs you got on there, and then they'll have you strip all of it and probably resheath it with plywood and put some straps on it, blah, blah, blah. And also, the person who Bill Maher sells his house to one day when he moves to Florida in 14 months deserves a regulation sort of inspected roof. Like, there's some room for this stuff. And all states have regulations. We just kept going. We didn't stop. Other states have, 50,000. We have 400,000. Like, we just mowed past anything and made it impossible to start a business or do business. That's what we did. And nobody really thinks about it. They just think in terms, they think like budget, money, homeless. They don't really realize that regulation is what really chokes a civilization. And we have that here in California because we elect people who are dying to make rules. Like, you can always tell. It's like soon as COVID popped up, all the blue states just went, oh, good, rules. Oh, good, good. Shut the beaches and shut the parks and lock people in, and started telling you how to celebrate Thanksgiving and shit like that. Eat in your yard, and blah, blah, blah. Like, the red states were like, we're not here to tell everyone how to do everything all the time. Blue states are like, this is our raison d'etre. We're springing into action. And anyway, Bill, I don't know if you're still, down with rolling back some of these regulations, but it's your people have been doing this.
I honestly checked out that whole time you were talking.
Oh, you didn't even know what I was talking about.
I didn't hear a word you said.
Wait, you say these people, you mean the Jews?
I mean,
yeah, who do you mean these people?
Sorry, your people is in the Democrats.
Oh.
You were cheering them on the entire time until you tried to put solar in your house. And then all of a sudden, at age 57 and a half, you woke up to regulation because you want to put some shit in your own house?
Come on, I'm at least 65.
I know. No. You tried to put the solar in your house 7 years ago.
Oh, right. Yeah,
I did the math. Come on, Bill. You're smoking too much weed these days.
I am a little high.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, it's high time I come back on your podcast, don't you think?
Oh, we don't do that anymore.
Well, it's funny. You had an episode drop on Friday.
Oh, yeah. No, we taped those years ago. God, I would have loved to have had Adam Carolla on it. That would have been amazing.
Wait a minute.
Can you imagine?
I heard Kid Rock saying President Trump for the second time.
That was Kid Rock when he was a kid. That was filmed years ago.
No,
we front load these things.
You were showing footage of him shooting Bud Light cans from like 18 months ago. That couldn't have been several years ago. This is new stuff.
We don't do that show anymore. Believe me, I'd love to have you on.
No, I heard Jane Fonda on your show.
Talk about, like cars.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like gadgets and things and building materials. Fun stuff. You
had Jane Fonda on, and you're talking to her about regulation, and she was plugging a book that just came out. So I don't think you taped all these things years ago, Bill.
I mean, maybe I didn't. I don't know.
Well, anyway, now that you're up and running, perhaps I come back on for lap 2.
I'm not sure anymore. Let me check into that if we're doing those shows still.
All right.
But believe me, if we are going to give you a call.
All right. So should I just kind of hang out by the phone a little bit?
Just hang out by the phone. Real time is booked up till like 2030, so that's not going to happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have to book that ahead.
Wow. Kimmel said he got a call last weekend trying to get him on for the following Friday.
No, the Hawk Tuah girl, we grabbed her right away. That took a while.
Oh, well, maybe your podcast then, that might be fun. A Club Random. That was a fun time. Remember I came over to your house and...
Yeah, but you do a podcast, and then it's like competing podcasts, and I don't think it works out.
No.
God, it sucks because you have such a dynamic personality.
Well,
it sucks that I can't have you on.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bill. I'll go on your podcast, and then you could come on my podcast, and we could plug your podcast.
Right.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I want to grow my audience.
Yeah.
I'll be right over.
You're coming. Well, don't come now. Don't come right now, because we're doing another podcast that you're not on it. Kyle Dunnigan's on it.
I don't like him.
Well, not everybody's cup of tea.
He's not everybody's cup of tea, is right.
People have a lot of different opinions comedically. I'm sure it's possible that I'm not. That everyone doesn't think I'm funny. I haven't met the person.
Well, you can tell that by when, you put tickets on sale and not much happens. That's how you can
Well,
tell.
I'm just saying, Kyle's the guest on this show, so don't hustle over to be a guest. But if we can probably get you booked in the next couple of days or so, you could come on.
Okay, please.
And you talk to my audience and then grow your audience. So
Right.
And then then I'll come on your podcast. And
Right. This is a great idea. I'm saying right. That's great. We'll do that.
All right. And scene. I got another thing that I realized, but to piggyback off of what Bill Maher was talking about, which is just regulation. So you guys know that I'm obsessed with the guy who got the treehouse taken down, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, you can look up the story, Dawson, or somebody, but I'm pretty sure the treehouse in Sherman Oaks was up there for 22 years. And some neighbor decided it needed to go down. And can we do this like when they go like, well, Nithya Raman, the congresswoman or the councilwoman, is like, well, we understand that the guy wants the treehouse and it's on his property and it brings a lot of joy to a lot of people, but also we want to understand the community. And it's like, fuck the community. Fuck the community. It's not on your property. It has nothing to do with you. Why? What is this weird impulse to get involved with stuff that you're not involved in? It's so counterintuitive. Isn't it counterintuitive to you, Kyle, to get involved with stuff?
Yeah, I can only imagine it's like they have a job and they're sitting at their desk and they're like, I got to do something. This is my job to do stuff. That's all I can figure is happening. Oh, here's something that's a problem. I'm going to put my nose in that.
Well,
it's not even a problem, though. It's just here's something that's something.
Yeah, here's something that might be something. Now I did something this week.
Yeah.
So I figured out that my least favorite city councilwoman, Nithya Raman, the one I make fun of for talking about catalytic converters and how we should blame Toyota for catalytic converters being stolen, which I guess is sort of like blaming keys for Teslas being keyed.
A little bit. Same shade.
Nithya Raman, you blame guns for people who use guns, and you blame Toyota for people who steal catalytic converters. So it would be consistent if you blamed keys for Teslas being keyed, right? I mean, that'd be a consistent line of thought. It'd be retarded, but it would be consistent. And then I realized my Tesla queen, her district is the one that has the treehouse in it, but she has a lot of district. And we told you guys in a subsequent show that there was like a letter from our office going, yeah, we wish we could have kept the treehouse, but we tore it down. Like we didn't get to it. So tough shit. So she wasn't able to get involved and save the treehouse that the kids like to play on, but she did get involved. And then I thought about it over the weekend in between key puns. She did get involved with a very important story not too far out of your neighborhood, Kyle, which we played like 6 months ago. I'll play you the first 45-second news story just so you can have a laugh, because it's the reason why people are leaving. It's why LA's turned to a piece of shit. Okay, so Nithya Raman is angry at Toyota because everyone's getting their catalytic converter stolen, and she's not going to save the treehouse that the taxpayer built for the kids in the neighborhood, but she does have a mission. And here's, I'll play the first news story.
An LA neighborhood takes down street signs from the 90s that officials say discriminated against the LGBTQ plus community. The signs that read...
Stop for a second. I know what I love about today's, like they go, these signs discriminate. It's like, what's it say? What's it say? Take a hike, homo?
Yeah.
Like, what are these signs? Boulevard. Oh, maybe it's on the Hershey Highway.
Yeah.
What are these signs that were put up in modern times in Silver Lake? What are these that are an attack on the LGBT community?
They had to change Tranny Drive to something else.
All right, so we'll play from the top. We'll play for you.
Buttfucker Court.
An LA neighborhood takes down street signs from the 90s that officials say discriminated against the LGBTQ plus community. The signs that read "No Cruising" and prohibited U-turns were installed in Silver Lake along Griffith Boulevard and Hyperion. It was an area known to be a hotspot for gay men.
These are kind of a relic of an era of the 90s when gay men would meet up here after hours.
Cruising, of course, meant something very different. It meant
This is Hugo
an opportunity
Soto
for the
Martinez.
LGBT community to try to find human connection and intimacy.
Yeah, finding intimacy in a shrub when you're fucking drunk at 2 a.m. It's a way to find human connection. Yeah, on some dude's lawn. It's a way to find intimacy.
That's so stupid.
Intimacy in a shrub at 1:45 when you're fucking hammered, or you've been doing anal poppers. Like what?
I get it.
I like those purple pants.
Yeah.
So anyway, my new girlfriend Nithya Raman's going to come into this story in a second because she's in this tearing down the sign, so she knows how to mobilize. Like, she didn't go to the guy's house who was getting his fucking treehouse torn down. She didn't go to that guy's house, but she's going to show up with the LGBT community. Look, okay, let me explain something. Gay guys in the middle of AIDS are trying to fuck each other on the streets in a residential neighborhood. And what they're doing is they're cruising up and down the boulevard. And then when they get to the end, they turn around and queue up and come back again.
What boulevard is that?
I think it's Hyperion.
Okay.
How far are you away from this? You don't live too far from this, do you, Kyle?
I'm far away now. I moved to Brooklyn.
Oh,
I'm in Park Slope. I used to live kind of near.
I think they have to change the name of your city, dude.
Wait,
you
hold
can't
on.
be called Park Slope.
Oh, well, let him finish his
that is
conversation,
bad.
Dawson. But go ahead. Yes.
No, I used to live in the Hollywood Hills, like in the Studio City area.
Oh, okay. So, okay. The sign that was put up or lobbied to put up, you can't put up your own sign, but you can say to your city officials in the 90s, I got kids. My neighbor's got kids. We live in this house, and drunk gay guys just cruise up and down the street every night. And then they do a U-turn and they come back down again. So they put a sign up that said no U-turns from midnight to 6 a.m. That's all. That's the anti-gay discrimination sign that was up. It said no cruising, which is saying these are people who pay taxes who don't want to look out their fucking front window and see dudes blowing people on their lawn. That's all.
Yeah.
You don't want to see Al Pacino sucking cock in chaps on your fucking lawn at 4 a.m. That's all. But she's got to mobilize. Nithya Raman's got to fucking mobilize for this. But the kids playing in the treehouse. Nah,
why don't you ever think of running for mayor? Someone's said that to you before. You ever thought of running for mayor? Because you got a microphone and a lot of good ideas. Yeah. What do you think?
If I hadn't had that controversy where I was fucking my secretary and she died in the river, then that I wanted, didn't want unearthed, then I'd probably
People
get into it.
Short-term memories.
You're right. I'll play it. So there, I got another clip. I do love the fact that the guy's talking about finding companionship and intimacy on the street at 1 a.m. in the middle of Silver Lake.
Yeah, the
finding
words that
intimacy.
You use. Yeah, finding the opposite ends of the spectrum.
That's called
the words,
fucking in a bush. Isn't that what we're saying?
I'm curious. I've taken a lot of trips up to the Bay Area on Highway 5 in the past years, and all of the truck stops closed down during COVID. Isn't that one of the spots? And where were these people when the truck stops were getting shut down?
And what about AIDS, man?
Wait,
they were looking for some companionship.
Oh,
This
the
is-
lot lizards.
Yeah.
All right.
This is
Is it
right.
possible?
Yeah.
There was other intimacy? Like you would just go there and be like, my father died when I was 6. And you really
I
connect with
lost
people?
my
Is
father
that
as
possible?
well. Yeah, I brought a
That kind
candle.
of intimacy on the street.
Listen, I've told you guys a million times that this is right at the bottom or near Griffith Park or whatever. I drove home Griffith Park in the 80s and 90s with my truck. Saw dudes standing on every corner by the bushes. A windy road, a windy mountain road with shrubs everywhere. And every time I turn the corner, it's just some dude standing there. And I kept saying, I was driving with a dude. I said, what are these guys doing? They're not
search
hiking.
party?
I know what time it is. I was leaving my construction job. It was 4 p.m. 4 p.m. This dude's just standing there. And I said to the guy, I go, what are these guys doing? And he goes, drugs. And I go, oh, okay. And again, it's a fucking dude just standing by a shrub on every corner. And it's like, no, you'd stop if you wanted to get your dick sucked and go into the woods with the guy. Okay. But the treehouse has to go. That's my point.
I can paraphrase Nithya Raman's office's response on why she couldn't save the treehouse.
All right.
Essentially, we wanted to save the treehouse. We tried, but there just wasn't enough time.
Not enough time, except for you have an unlimited amount of time.
You need to immediately tear something down because there's no time. But in cleanup, we can't do it right away.
So
we got all the time in the world.
We have all time in the world when it comes to cleaning up lots, but we also have homeless people flopped out everywhere. But you're going to go pull a sign off that just says no U-turn. But by the way, between midnight and 6 a.m. Like, is this an impactful thing? I've lived in this town my entire life. No one's ever invited me out to dinner, and I'd go, I wish I could, but there's that U-turn sign, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it home tonight. Like, it doesn't impact anyone. Just don't do a U-turn between midnight and 6 a.m. That's all.
It impacts dumb people, but it is symbolic for people like Nithya Raman who want to tear down the patriarchy.
Well, I'll play the second story just because it makes me laugh too. I think we have a little longer one that has her now. She's making a speech. This is what she does on a Wednesday. Not going to the inner city, getting the black guys and getting them vocational training. She's tearing down a sign with drag queens to her right and her left. All right. This clip is somewhere because we talked about it before the show. And we should have these the whole time I'm talking about it. That's everyone's time to cue it up, you know, because that's why we talk about before the show. All right. Well, we don't have it. Okay. But why?
If you want to vamp,
here it is. Wait, I'll play it for you, or we'll play it for you.
We're on Griffith Park Boulevard, right on the side of District 13. And
Hugo Soto Martinez.
These no U-turn signs that were connected to the no cruising signs that were used to discriminate against the LGBT community. And so we removed the last.
All right, you can pause. No cruising is not discriminating against. You don't have to wait in line to butt fuck at 2 a.m. on Hyperion if you don't want to. You can get a gay boyfriend and fuck at home on your futon.
The sign does look like no bent penises.
Yeah, it does.
Look at it.
Yeah.
No
That's
bending over.
discriminatory.
No
That's more offensive.
All right, sorry. We'll play it. I'll keep playing it.
We're connected to the no cruising signs that were used to discriminate against the LGBT community. And so we removed the last remnants of that really terrible policy. And so it's a very joyful and exciting day.
Oh, yeah. Bring the kids. We got drag queens.
Props. They were a relic of the 90s anti-gay policies in Los Angeles. There were signs that explicitly said no cruising, which had been removed years ago.
All right, hold on a second. It's not anti-gay. If heterosexual guys were just picking up chicks up and down the street at 2 a.m. on a weekday when your fucking kids were in the house, then we would put signs up saying heterosexual guys, no cruising for fucking tricks on this street because people live here and you don't. So it's not discriminating against gays. It's discriminating against the behavior of fucking in people's hedges.
Yeah, I'm jealous of, like, this guy goes to bed and I put his head on the pillow like he did something. He feels
I know.
satisfied, and then I don't have that feeling.
No, but you didn't take down any street signs.
Yeah, right.
All right, here we go.
90s anti-gay policies in Los Angeles. There were signs that explicitly said no cruising, which had been removed years ago.
During the 1990s, it was very much a cruisy area where a lot of the LGBT community had no other option but to meet each other in the streets.
Oh, hold on a second. All right. What? A lot of the LGBT community. LGB. So it's lesbian, gay. Here's a more accurate statement. Where a lot of the G community came to suck cock. There's no lesbians. There's no fucking lesbians cruising in their El Caminos back and forth to try to find some.
Them into it?
I want to find some strange snatch. No, there was no L, and there's no B, and there's no T. There's nothing. It's just the G.
Yeah.
This is from the 90s, remember? They didn't have the LGBT community. There's just the G. Those who were doing it, that's doing it. All I saw.
Maybe the T.
Maybe a little T.
Little T. Sprinkled in.
Lowercase T. Capital G. But all the guys I saw up Griffith Park were all just G's.
Yeah.
There was no L. All right, sorry. Keep going.
A lot of the LGBT community had no other option but to meet each other in the streets. So this became a very famous place.
Hold on a second. Look, I haven't been gay in a while, but no other option but to fucking go down to Hyperion and fuck guys in a hedge. There's no way you can meet a gay dude except for just to go out in the street and fuck in front of someone's house.
I mean, it's a safety concern, you know? I mean, your hands are all lubed up and you're steering a car.
I didn't think about the lube. That's a good point.
In Hyperion, okay, Silver Lake is gay. Silver Lake has 3 gay bars. You can go to a gay bar and meet fellow like-minded gays. You don't have to go out onto the street.
I was going to ask, why did this place become that? And that, I guess you answered that. 3 gay bars will do it.
Bars close at 2.
Yeah,
buddy.
So the bar closes at 2. You're drunk and you got a boner, so you need to go in front of this neighborhood and drive back and forth and find a guy and jerk him off in old lady Winston's hedge over there. Give him a little head in the hedge. You'll just see a dick sticking out. Like,
let's fuck in the treehouse.
You imagine these fucking people finding like Zimas and Tequila bottles on their lawn and fucking condoms with jizz in it on the fucking sidewalk, like every fucking morning until eventually they got the city to put a fucking sign up.
I mean, in their defense, if you get hard at the bar, you can't like have to go re-chub up. You got to get it done right there.
No, you can't re-chub in a shrub.
And then re-chub.
I got quietly the gayest bar. My sister worked at a hair cutting place on Hyperion in like 1984. And Hyperion goes right through Silver Lake, which is gay. And it was super gay back then. And she worked at the gayest haircutting place on the planet. And I said to my sister when she was like 19, I remember we were at my grandparents' house, and I go, "What percentage of this city do you think is gay?" And she goes, 80%, 90%. And I thought, oh, that's because it's like cops think all black guys are criminals because that's all they fucking deal with, right? So that's all she dealt with Gabe. She knocked 10% off, thinking there may be some straight people. But my sister lived on Hyperion, and I said, "Where are you living?" She said, "Oh, we're renting a place above a gay bar." I said, "What is the name of the gay bar?" And it's quietly the gayest. Now, I have Mr. Fister, which sounds good, but it's, not a real gay bar name. This gay bar she lived above was called Cuffs, which is just quietly gay, Yeah, so people would be drinking heavily at Cuffs. Cuffs would have last call about 1:30, 1:40 in the morning, and then these guys would stumble out of Cuffs with a boner and need to go fucking settle up on someone's lawn. So somebody put a sign up, but that became an attack against the LGBT community, just so you know.
I figured they'd do it like wolves, like, you know what I mean? Set off fireworks or something in the yard.
Ooh. Google in gay bar Silver Lake Cuffs and see if that place is still
taking it back.
Everybody worked there is dead of AIDS. But all right, we'll continue the story because we'll see our hero Nithya Raman popping up at some point.
This picture has like a lesbian Waldo in that, if you could find it.
And a lot of drag queens. By the way, instead of putting a task force to bust people from stealing catalytic converters, this is what she's up to on a Tuesday.
Does anybody work in LA? There's so many people just standing around doing, I don't know what. There was like 50 camera people.
Nobody.
There.
I know. These are middle of the day.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Somebody worked that wrench, guys.
All right, we have it or.
Are
you capable of playing it?
So this became a very famous place.
I reached out to the city and had asked them what we could do to get these signs taken down, and that initiated a 2-year process, which got done today. They are finally down.
Oh, he started it.
By the way, this guy's dad's home in Wisconsin. Hey, your son's on TV. Oh, God damn it. He killed himself a long time ago. He didn't kill himself. He's on TV. Yep, I know. He looks a lot like Chad. That's not him. I buried Chad 4 years ago. I don't know. He said his name was Chad. Okay, that's enough. Turn the TV off. Fucking idiots tearing it. There's Nithya. Go. You can play it.
Got done today.
There's Nithya
finally
posing.
It felt awesome.
The
Thumbs
queer
down.
community has not always had the privilege or the freedom to gather in spaces that embrace identities like this. And so I take...
All right, hold on a second. You're a city official. There's a bunch of drunken, fucked up homos having sex on people's lawns at 3 a.m. on a Wednesday night. It's not about a queer community having the safety to gather in spaces. The spaces are somebody's driveway, you bitch. The fuck are you talking about? By the way, can you imagine these people making policies? And she's going to give a fucking speech that she prepared about the LGBT community. And also, we're not talking about Carson City, Nevada, 1941. We're talking about Los Angeles, Silver Lake in the 90s.
Yeah.
The gay
You could have
parade
saved lives.
The gay parade
saved lives.
I could have. Everyone had died of AIDS who was cruising on the street, but the gay parade started in 1977. You know what I mean? Like, we were well into the modern times. No one was discriminating. I want to hear her say this again. She's an insane shrew. She went to Harvard, everybody.
I want you to debate her.
Has not always had the privilege or the freedom to gather in spaces that embrace identities like this. And so I take that responsibility really seriously.
Councilmember Raman and I
she's
are
a hero.
not only friends, but we're very values aligned. And so we teamed
Oh,
up.
values
We moved one sign from
aligned.
one side of the street,
Another
we're gonna do one
fucking
on the other.
retard.
And of course, bring the community together to celebrate this great day.
What a great day. That was a great day.
It's a great day. You got so much done. So much done. I see, here's what they do, and this is why you can all fuck off. Which is, I will stand with you if whatever color you are, whatever group you're in. If you're being actively discriminated against, then I will stand with you. But if you use the city saying no cruising in the wee hours in front of people's houses and fucking people on people's driveways, if you count that as discrimination, then I do not stand with you, my gay brothers and sisters, because no group can do that lawfully. And nobody says you can't have a concert at the park and gather. That's not an issue. Get a permit, you put it on the calendar, you go to the park, you have Melissa Etheridge. You have a Melissa Etheridge cover band play, and you're good. Nobody says you can't do that. We're saying we don't want you on the street doing this when you're fucked up. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I spent 2 years of his life. He got it done, though.
I do. I hope this guy, when he's laying in his bed dying of pancreatic cancer and the doctor tells him he's got 2 days to live, I'd like to just go in and go, remember those 2 days you fought with the LA City Council trying to get the U-turn sign back, taking off the sign for the gay guys? Yeah. Bet you wish you had that back, huh? You could be balls deep. You'd be balls deep in some chap right now.
Just not on Hyperion Boulevard.
They didn't even say you couldn't pick up a gay dude on Hyperion. They just said you can't just keep U-turning and cruising back. Could you imagine looking out, like, if you were a taxpayer, you know when the Winnebago pulls in front of your house in Venice Beach and the guy's cooking meth? Can you imagine just staring out your window and just seeing this fucking Winnebago? Or could you imagine looking out your window and seeing
two dudes 69ing in a bush?
No.
Oh. Sorry.
Just the same guy in an 89 Camry just fucking circling like he was a commercial aircraft and the air traffic controller said we're too backed up. You have to just fucking tell much how much. It's 2 a.m. You see a guy just fucking just going in circles in front of your house. Like, wouldn't that drive you nuts? And the guy's drunk because he just left cuffs.
Cuffs existed on Hyperion Boulevard until it's now Hyperion Tavern.
Oh,
it's a brewery now.
Cuffs opened in 81. Told you my sister probably got there in like 84 or something like that. At the height of the Silver Lake leather scene. Oh, that's the other part I forgot. Yeah. The guys who are walking, the guys who are fucking on their lawn are dressed like extras from Beastmaster. You got the guys from Beastmaster. You got the Gimp. You got the Gimp from Pulp Fiction, and he's backed up against one of the extras, one of the King's Guards from the Beastmaster.
And Kodo and Poto are up one of their asses.
Oh, yeah. You got Kodo and Poto doing cartwheels up their ass. That's what you got to see out the window?
That's funny. I just came across this quote in a story, and it makes sense here now. In a 1984 LA Times story, a 22-year-old Salvadoran mother says she tells her children to watch out for 2 things on Hyperion Boulevard. Watch out for 2 things: cars and gays.
And gays.
And if they're beastmastered up, that's some scary shit.
And how can you operate a vehicle with that gimp ball in your mouth?
Yeah.
All right, so it was the height of the leather scene, and people would spill out of cuffs beneath my sister's place and then hit Hyperion looking for a little casual love. Yeah, they were looking for a little intimacy. I want to see the last 20 seconds of the 45 seconds, the first one, because the fact that this guy literally just said the quiet part out loud, like, hey, dude's looking to fuck on people's lawns. I want to hear that guy one more time because that was great the way he said intimacy. Normally, they sugarcoat it a little more than that. So Cuffs is now a brewery, I guess.
Or it's a tavern.
A tavern. Yeah, it had black walls and red lighting and minimal decor. Yeah, there was just like a fuck bar underneath. Wow. Right as AIDS was coming in. All right, let's hear this guy one more time. It's great. He's another city councilman who thinks just like Nithya Raman, so we're in good hands.
To try to find human connection and intimacy.
The signs?
Roll it back, roll it to the middle. I just want to hear a little head on this guy, pardon the pun.
It meant an opportunity for the LGBT community to try to find human connection and
after hours.
Cruising, of course, meant something very different. It meant an opportunity for the LGBT community to try to find human connection and intimacy.
Yeah, that's why we love glory holes. Human connection and intimacy is fucking on people's lawns. Jesus fucking Christ. Does anyone go to the crowd and someone should just raise their hand and go, you guys are fucking nuts. There's homeless people all over the place. Every major company's on their way out and you're trying to get rid of signs from the 90s that don't mean anything to anybody anymore. And by the way, the last time I checked, there was like no U-turn signs everywhere. Why is this? Hey, as a white heterosexual guy, when I see that no U-turn sign in Burbank, I feel
oppressed.
You do feel oppressed?
I feel oppressed.
I feel some oppression.
The weight of the patriarchy laying on my back.
All right. Let's take a quick break. Come back right after this. O'Reilly Auto Parts. You know the song. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Beep. Yeah, always been a fan of O'Reilly. Got a lot of auto parts from that place over the years. O'Reilly Auto Parts offers friendly, helpful service and the parts, knowledge, and everything else you need for the maintenance and repair of your vehicle. Keeps it going, keeps it on the road. I used to use the one out in North Hollywood, then I moved, and I used the one up on Foothill in La Crescenta. So whether you're a car aficionado or an auto novice, you'll find the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are knowledgeable, helpful, and best of all, they are friendly. You can stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today, or you can give us a visit at O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. It is O'Reilly Auto Parts. Morgan & Morgan, there's a reason why my opinions hit like a heavyweight punch. No fluff, just hard truths. And just like there's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's #1 largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, Morgan & Morgan has been fighting for the people just like you and I. They have over 100 offices and more than 1,000 lawyers nationwide. If you're injured by the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. When you hire the wrong law firm, you may be beat before you start. All law firms are not the same, and that's why there's Morgan & Morgan. Right, Dawson?
If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/Adam or dial #law #529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/Adam or #law #529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement. It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Ace man, Steve from Phoenix. Was in Sky Harbor Airport last week, walked into the men's room. Couldn't believe it. Saw a dude with the changing table down, baby sitting there naked getting changed. Can't believe I actually saw the changing table being used in the wild. Then I saw the dude had like 4 bracelets on, figures. Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Kyle Dunnigan, would you agree with this statistical analysis? At the airport with the koala changing table in the men's room, more guys have dropped that table and done rails of coke off it than have changed an infant on that table. Because I have been to 1,000 airports and 1,000 airport bathrooms, and I've never seen a guy change a kid
Let's
at
do
that
an
table.
informal survey right here. Have you done cocaine off that table?
Yes, you have.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So,
well, hold on.
have you changed the baby?
Have you changed your baby? Nope. All right. So my informal survey
I
says,
like you. I've never even seen it. I'd be interested if anyone's even seen that happen, where a man changed a baby.
I seen a baby do cocaine off that table.
Oh,
so, there's a little.
All right, I got another
Just so you
challenge.
know.
I got another challenge for you. At the airport, they have those nursing stations now. Those weird shelters for nursing. Those
I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah. I've
Listen,
seen it.
I don't want to be a douche, Kyle, but you've seen it. You just don't know what it is. Those weird half-round, look like camper shells for. We got to show Kyle one of those nursing
At the airport?
Yeah.
Oh,
I know where you're going
they're
with
at
this.
every
Ace.
single airport.
And I will say, I thought about it.
They're at every single airport.
I did not know what those were.
I know.
Okay, yes.
You've seen
Yes.
it. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I have.
It's a room. You go in there and lock the door. I have a couple thoughts.
Right.
I've never seen a woman exit one of those places with a baby. and putting her bra back on. I say way more guys have jacked off in those nursing stations than women have nursed.
And asked her to go in there for a little milking of myself.
A little Hyperion action?
Yeah. In the bushes, baby.
More guys have gotten blowjobs inside of those huts, right? Because let's really be realistic here. You're traveling around. You got a 6-hour flight back to the East Coast. By the time the Uber gets you to your place, it's 2 a.m, and you got a boner, and your lady's up for a little action. You can try the Mile High Club, but good luck squeezing into that bathroom without somebody saying something. Or you can just go to one of these empty fucking stations. There's a deadbolt. It's a fucking thumb-turned deadbolt. You just go in, there's no judgment. Just go have the fucking chick go walk in like holding a titty or something. Just go holding a bottle or something. You just slide in. No one would say shit and lock the door.
Yeah.
It's not like people are going to be like, hey, Sir Duke, is Mayhem get a blowjob? Just lock the door, you get a blowjob.
They look mobile. You could put some of those on Hyperion.
Yes!
That would have solved that problem.
That would have solved the problem. That's why we had to go to you. All right, so anyway, Nithia's doing the Lord's work. She's not saving any tree houses or catalytic converters. Anyway, and by the way, her dope buddy who thinks like her is also on the city council. So that's what makes up our city council, and that's why we're fucked.
It's weird.
And when Bill Maher goes, what's going on? That's what's going on. Okay. Yeah. Also, that guy spent 2 years trying to get a sign taken down that all you'd need is 1/2-inch drive ratchet and a 10mm socket.
I was thinking the whole time.
It's a fucking carriage bolt. You just go in the back, tick, tick, pop,
no one
pop,
would have
pop,
said
pop,
anything.
and your fucking sign's gone. The city council can't fill a pothole in 5 years. You think they're going to be back the next morning with another U-turn sign? Yeah. Who would even report it? Who would even know?
Nobody cares.
Yeah,
Literally,
that's a good point.
ABC7 doesn't show up for that, though.
You get a deep 12mm socket and a 3/8 drive ratchet, and you just ratchet it. It's the front's a carriage bolt. That's easy. That just snaps right and pop. You just saw a tranny take that sign off in 4 seconds. You don't think you can handle it?
7 people, and not one of them, I guarantee, owns a toolbox. Take one down.
Yeah, they literally just took the ratchet, they took the nut off the back, and they just pulled it out the front. Why 2 years on the phone? All right.
That's a really good point.
That's a good point. All right, sorry. You got news there?
I got some news. We covered a lot of it earlier.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, Tim Walz said he was joking when he mocked Tesla's falling stock, of course, because there's a million shares of Tesla in the government in their portfolio. So he's walking that back.
Well, he was joking and also serious. Yeah. They would like Tesla to fall apart because they're dumb.
Yeah. Also, the Tesla Sentry mode is busting attackers, and we talked about this at the top of the show. How that people are just rolling by Kia and Teslas everywhere, and now there's a Sentry mode is showcasing all these clips of people.
You know what I like the human instinct of as I see all these guys on the internet keying everything and kind of doing their thing. What I like about all of them is the human instinct. And I think you'll see this guy. We're watching him do it. But anyway, look, we've seen it. You can get rid of it. It's enough. People key the car, and then at some point, you see them look over their shoulder. And my thing is like, well, what if there is somebody standing there? Like, what? It's a weird impulse. You start the behavior, and then you go, what's going on? Is anyone seeing this? And you're like, well, look around first. They'll look around first, and then they'll do it, but they'll do the look around in the middle of taking the drywall nail to the side of the Tesla. And it's like, well, if someone sees you now, okay, you've spotted somebody. They're standing there.
You're wasting time.
Yeah, you're in the middle of this now. You might as well just fucking go for it at this point.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
My neighborhood, they got they put this on my car. It's a picture of Elon Musk doing a Nazi salute, and it says "Sell your car." That's what they're doing in my neighborhood.
Oh, well, it's a little more diplomatic of them.
Yeah, at least they didn't key it.
Yeah, you got so you have a Tesla.
I have Model 3. I got in 2018. I got a long time ago.
Yeah.
But apparently I'm a Nazi now. I don't know.
Well, do you feel like you're on the clock? Like you get the notice, the polite windshield
maybe that
notice.
was a notice. Yeah, maybe that was a notice. I didn't think of that.
Because at some point they're going to come back 4 months from now and they're going to see your same car there and they're going to be like, hey, didn't we give him that Nazi flyer like back in February?
How long do you think this is going to last?
That's ample time to sell a Tesla. They'll move on to the next outrage. They get outraged very quickly and they move on. So they kind of things are in vogue and then they go out of vogue. Like they had the school to prison pipeline was a big deal, and all of a sudden we don't talk about it. Voter ID was a big deal. Bringing water to people in line, in Atlanta was a big thing.
Yeah.
They needed to move the All-Star game from Atlanta to Colorado. Like these are all really big deals, and then they're gone. And my argument is if this is a big deal to you, it should continue to be a big deal. You shouldn't just be done with it. Like you shouldn't be able to be outraged by stuff and then go, moved on to the next thing. Like if this guy is Hitler or Hitlerian, isn't Hitlerian Alec Baldwin's wife's name?
Yeah,
pretty much, yeah.
It's pretty much her name, right?
You've seen her clips?
Yeah.
He is very Hitlerian.
So far, 3 individuals have been charged in federal cases after using Molotov cocktails. I guess that's after they give you the flyer. To attack Tesla properties around the country. So each person faces charges that carry a minimum penalty of 5 years.
Kyle, I kind of think you're on the flyer clock.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, I think you got the flyers, a friendly reminder to sell your car, but you're getting the key next. And then you're getting the swastika after that, and then we go full Molotov cocktail. So you're kind of on the clock. Yeah.
I have Sentry mode, but Sentry mode, when you put that on, it films everything. It kind of drains the battery a little bit quicker, so I don't use it.
Oh, because it films any movement.
Yeah, anytime. And in New York, it's like crazy. By the way, and I think, Adam, you probably know this. Why do they call it a Molotov cocktail? I never understood that name.
Because it's named after a guy, a Russian guy who, I don't know, maybe invented it. It's the last name of a dude like Jacuzzi. Okay. You know what I mean? But this is not as good, You'd rather your family we'd rather family be the Lear family of the Lear Jets, or the Jacuzzi of the Jacuzzis rather than the Molotov. Like there's some chick out there named Gina Molotov right now, and everyone's going to be like kind of a bummer what your great-grandfather did, right?
I got a friend named Kalishnikov.
Oh,
really? Pretty badass, yeah.
That's a good gun name.
Either one of you ever throw a Molotov cocktail in your life? Ever throw one?
It's past some statute of limitations. Yes, I have.
Oh, you have? You throw it at Kyle's Tesla?
Yeah.
I did a lot of fireworks and fires and Polish cannons and burning stuff, and I was really into blowing shit up as much. Somebody got hold of an M80 or something. Like we were fucking out. We blow shit up. I mean, kids aren't into fire or blowing shit up or doing any of that stuff anymore because they have like cable and TV and porn and computers and stuff. Like they don't go outside and do what we did. But I loved blowing shit up.
The best.
And and every once in a while, some kid would show up with an M80.
I know.
It was like a bar of gold, You'd be like, okay, what are we going to do with this?
You'd wait and negotiate.
We'll just light it. No, don't just fucking light it in the field, you idiot. We got to blow up a mailbox or something. We got to blow some shit up, bro.
Did you ever put the metal trash can on top of it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, the best. The flies.
Yeah, you got to blow something up. You can't just set it in the middle of a sidewalk and it blows up. We took a metal salad bowl and put it on there. And the other move I used to do all the time was awesome, and it worked. It works well. We have out here all these weird lemon trees, which are like cross-pollinated with, I don't know, a kid with Down syndrome or something. They're weird. They're thick. Like the skin is really thick and mealy and stuff. They're not good, but they're all over the place. And you take that firecracker and shove it in that lemon, light it, let it burn down, and then chuck it at your friend, and it fucking blows up. All lemon pulp My friend Carl DeLutri was an artist. He lived in a back house, a rented back house. He had his paintings everywhere, all over the place because he was a fine artist. And I fucking took a lemon, lit it, rolled it right into his room, and blew it up. Fucking blew lemon pulp all over every one of his fucking oil paintings. Fucked it up. Fucked up every picture he had. It was worth it, you know?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
You friends with him?
It needed to be done. Yeah. Well, he was the guy who had the letter of what I wanted to do to my prom date all written down. And so is sexually. And so then later he got hold of her and read her the letter.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So that was his kind of payback for me blowing up lemons in his house. Yeah. And I was sort of like, well, that's fair. I mean, it's super embarrassing for me to have that read to her.
Jay Hoover.
Yeah,
he wanted to lick her love box.
I think I want to drink the sweet nectar of her love box or whatever.
Oh, that's actually kind of romantic.
That's why
in the romantic way.
That was my argument.
Yeah, you just wanted intimacy.
Yes,
I bet she liked that. Did you never hook up with her?
She was my prom date, and
you told her before.
Trying to think if he got hold of her before the prom.
Or
after
that's
the prom.
Important timing.
It was before the prom.
Oh,
wait, when she...
No, the letter...
Yeah.
Okay. This guy was a fine artist. And I doodled a picture of him. That was a good picture of him. I'm not an artist, but I doodled a picture of him that was pretty good. And then I wrote the letter. This is before the prom. And then I gave it to him because I'm like, hey, Carl, pretty good likeness here. Yeah, and he goes, yeah, thanks. And he kept it. I said, but don't ever read this to Jay Hoover, you know. And he's like, oh, I won't. And then later on, after I blew lemons up in his house, he then got hold of her and informed her of what I was planning on. But that was post-prom, I think. And then she went to UC Santa Barbara and died. I think when she was 21 or something.
He died?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You killed her over that?
Lemon blew up in her dorm.
Couldn't be out there forever.
Yeah. It was a sad state of affairs, but yeah, that's what I'm writing to my buddy Carl.
Carl, I was just sitting in Spanish and decided that your face was more important than classwork. Not a bad likeness, eh, Carl? This little sketch might be worth something one day. Anyway, it is Thursday, and I'm happy I'm going to go to the beach tomorrow and the prom the next day.
Oh, they've promised 2 days away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tough schedule, huh? By the way, I would like to drink the sweet nectar from Jay Hoover's love box.
Yeah. Well, he shared that with her after I blew up a lemon in his room.
Wow.
And, he was an artist, so when the lemon blew up, it blew all over his paintings, and it fucked him up because there's a lot of acid in those lemons. It's really hard to clean up a lemon pulp all over your fine art.
Oh, so he saw the picture he drew of him, and he's like, fuck that Carolla. He thinks he can draw. He fucks up my paintings, and now he's trying to do this. I'm going to blow a scene up with Jay Hoover.
Yeah, I don't know if he did that much math. He just knew it was payback time after I blew the shit up.
Lemon IED.
Yeah, it was in a guest house. He was renting like a guest house, so it was just one. It was one small room. So when I rolled in and rolled my explosive lemon in there just in front of me, it just blew up in his one room, and it blew fucking lemon pulp. A firecracker does a lemon good, like especially the weird pulpy big ones. It went everywhere. It was all over his bed. Everything he had was doused in lemon pulp. So he was pissed, and I was like, you know how it goes. Because that's how we rolled, It's like, hey, get over it. That's what you fucking do something to me next time, That's how we do it. But he was unreasonably angry, I thought. But I didn't factor in all his paintings that he had displayed all around.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to pay me back.
And then that sweet nectar pass. That's
yeah. But it's not like I could be mad at him because I deserved some, retribution.
Because you shot sweet nectar all over his paintings.
Yeah. So.
Adam Carolla's on the road. San Diego, April 11th and 12th at the American Comedy Club. Port Charlotte, Florida, May 2nd and 3rd at Vasani's Italian Steakhouse and Comedy Theater. And Melbourne, Florida on May 4th at the Melbourne Auditorium. Get tickets for these shows and a whole lot more at adamcarolla.com.
Let's see. Finnish resistance fighters and sarcastic jab at Soviet foreign minister Molotov claimed the Soviet bombs were food particles named their homemade. So I guess it's Finnish people were mocking Molotov. Okay, that's
okay. Okay.
I want to get your take on this. The White House seeks corporate sponsorship for an Easter event. In a significant departure from tradition, the White House is actively seeking corporate sponsorships for its historic Easter egg roll, an event that has been a staple since 1878. Sponsorship packages are being offered at tiers ranging from $75,000 to $200,000, providing companies with opportunities for brand visibility through event signage, customized gifts, and mentions across social media platforms. Notably, top-tier sponsors may receive exclusive perks such as invitations to a private brunch hosted by First Lady Melania Trump.
The bunny loves Coca-Cola. He loves Coca-Cola and Nike sneakers. As you can see, the bunny here, what a great bunny, just standing here in Nike sneakers. Terrific.
You're saving the taxpayers money, right?
We're making money. We're going to turn profit on this Jesus died thing. It's going to be fantastic.
Well, remember 3 years ago when the bunny at the Easter egg roll walked up to Biden and was like, don't jabber about Hamas too much. Like, move it along, President. Can you imagine? Can I say something? It was, Dawson, you can look it up, but it was Easter. I think it was 3 years ago Easter. It'll be 3 years this Easter, I would think. It could be 2 years, but I think 3 years ago, the Easter Bunny walked up to the President of the United States of America and said, move it along. And we should have all stopped collectively, as a nation. I tell everyone, the second we heard the phrase, as it pertained to COVID, on an air flight, we need you to mask up in between bites, we all should have just stopped and said, okay, so this doesn't exist? What do you mean mask up in? So this isn't real. We should have just stopped and went, what the fuck is happening? And when the Easter Bunny went up to Joe Biden, who was answering a question about Israel or something, and said, yeah, hey, move it along. And moved the President of the United States along. As a nation, we all should have just stopped and went, something's wrong.
Oh, I never heard of this.
Yeah, I missed this all the way.
You can watch it. We'll find it.
If you go up to there, it is.
It's crazy. And somebody is asking. It's like a reporter starts asking. There's an audio version of it too.
Oh wow!
Oh.
Okay, this angle I see. It's so ridiculous.
Oh boy!
He is talking to reporters. And the Easter Bunny starts waving, going, no,
this way.
The Easter Bunny is trans now? I didn't know that.
That's Mrs. Easter.
Oh, Mrs. Bunny.
Is there any audio of this? Because I swear to God, they asked one of those, they're not asking what's your favorite ice cream. They're asking some question about the Middle East or he's going to get into trouble answering question, right?
Yeah.
And somebody dispatched the Easter Bunny, somebody talked into the wrist.
Yeah, exactly right.
And
we need Easter Bunny in here, stat.
Yeah, they probably said something like "Gray Lady down, Gray Lady down, Gray Lady down," and that means when you hear "Gray Lady down," the Easter Bunny, who's a Secret Service guy, gets dispatched to stand in front of Joe Biden and the reporter. All right, we'll play it again.
Wow, that's intense.
Pakistan, Afghanistan.
Oh, the Easter Bunny, Mr. President.
Oh my God, I've never seen this. That's amazing.
Oh, the Easter Bunny, Mr. President.
The Easter Bunny.
He's answering a question on Afghanistan, and the Easter Bunny intervenes and cuts him off. Was that 3? Is that coming up on 3, or is that coming up on 2? I think it's coming up on 3, but you can look. It's coming up on 3.
That is amazing.
Everyone should have stopped and went, we don't have a president.
April 2022.
Coming up on 3. Okay. We should all stop collectively and went, okay, I don't know what's going on here, but we don't have a president. I don't know who's running, like
imagine
who's making policy.
JFK, imagine JFK talking to the press and a bunny comes up and moves him along.
Or any president.
It's not what your country can do for you. Right. Oh, Easter Bunny.
There is the bunny.
There we go.
I've got to go. I'm no longer talking about Afghanistan.
Somebody dispatched the Easter Bunny to go
I
get
know,
him.
who was that?
Egg Team 6.
Who was in the costume?
Yeah.
I don't...
Could be Jill.
Who
was Jill in the costume?
Who...
No, it was not Jill in the costume.
Whoever was in the costume is not nearly as important as somebody who spoke into his sleeve and said, go get this old guy out of here. He's talking to people with recorders. I don't know what he's talking about, but I don't want him to. Like,
why would they send the bunny, though? I mean, there's nothing more embarrassing than a giant bunny telling you to can't talk to me.
But so here's why they sent the bunny, because if Pete Buttigieg showed up, they'd go, who are you? And are you running this White House? Why are you telling the president? You can't have anyone.
But a bunny who definitely isn't running, right?
Yeah, you can't have anyone in the cabinet or the vice, because if Kamala Harris went and got it, like Kamala Harris just walked up and went, hey, start flapping arms. No more. Conversation over. Get back in there, Joe. Everyone go, is she running?
Yeah.
She's running. Why is she calling the president? So if anybody in a non-bunny outfit, and there's some of us out there.
No one suspects a bunny. Yeah,
somebody dispatched the bunny.
That's 2 things. The Easter Bunny. Oh, my God. Hold on.
Cottontail.
Dawson's having a fucking breakthrough.
Yeah.
I mean, collect
for the
yourself.
first time in the history of the Secret Service or our government, these words were most likely actually spoken into a wrist microphone, into a walkie-talkie. Send in the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, now
they sent in the Easter Bunny because the Easter Bunny cannot answer questions. Mascots do not speak.
Yes, and no one's going to accuse the Easter Bunny of running the Oval Office. So the point is
it's kind of brilliant.
It's 3 years ago. We all should have stopped and went, who is running the country?
Deep state actors in the Easter Bunny.
And the answer is, it's a woman. The answer is, whoever told the Easter Bunny to go get the president is running the country, not the Easter Bunny, the person that dispatched the Easter Bunny and said, go get the president, do it now. And by the way, if that person's not running the country, then the Easter Bunny should have been, fuck off. I'm not going to go interrupt the president of the United States. You go get him. So somebody told the Easter Bunny to do it.
Jill did.
And that person is the person that's calling the shots. The press office, Megan Hayes, seemed to step forward as a disguised official. Herself, she's a bunny suit, blah, blah, blah. Lady Biden.
Disguised official.
I the point is we didn't have a president. That's all I'm saying. But here's the good news. The way the media works, you guys never heard of the Easter Bunny story, so it didn't exist.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? And that's how the news protect. If the news is going to protect him, that's how he's going to protect him, which you guys are smart and semi-articulate and out in the world and look at yourself as sort of up on topics and stuff. Never heard the Easter Bunny story.
Yeah, didn't.
Right.
No.
All right.
Missed it.
Let's do one more.
In a surprising turn, comedian and political commentator Bill Maher revealed that he is set to meet President Donald Trump at the White House, thanks to none other than rocker Kid Rock, who helped make the introduction.
It's so funny when people go, I'm not going to meet with this. You're not going to meet with the president of the United States of America. And also, isn't that kind of your job as a person that tells, relates information and has panels and discussions. Like, why wouldn't you do that? I never get. And also, they do this thing where they go, "Why are you giving him a platform?" Or why? It's not giving him a platform. You can go talk to him.
He's the president.
See what he has to say.
Yeah, he revealed it on this.
I think
Club.
that Kid Rock negotiated that.
He did, yeah. That's because he's on Club Random, explaining why they have clashed politically. He believes the importance of engaging with people who have differing views. He admitted the announcement might ruffle the feathers among his liberal fans, but emphasized having conversations across ideological lines is crucial, especially in today's polarized climate.
Are you guys surprised that Kid Rock has this much sort of relevance and juice in 2025? Like when he came onto the scene, and you were like, "Well, who's gonna stand the test of time? Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit or this guy?" You'd go, "Well, the Limp Bizkit guy's gonna be on the scene for a while." Like, well, you think Kid Rock or the presidents of the United States of America with their song "Lump"? Do you think they're going to... I'd be like, put your money on them. Like, if you showed me Kid Rock break onto the scene in 2000 or 1999, I'd went, well, this guy's going to be...
Flash in the pan.
Yeah, he's going to be out there with Mambo No. 5 guy and Milli Vanilli. Like, there's no way in 2025 he's going to be making policy with the president.
How did this happen?
Yeah.
How did it happen? I mean, they became friends, but he's friends with a lot of people. What...
Well, he adapted to, he kind of like went towards his fan base, what they liked, and he started doing country music, sort of. So he got a whole new audience, and then he started really talking about politics and he jumped aboard the Trump train, and the rest is history.
Yeah, he kind of went, "Hey, Ted Nugent, I'll take it from here."
Yeah, he's like young Ted Nugent.
Right.
He doesn't seem smart, but I don't know. Is Kid Rock, well, what's his IQ?
He's clever.
There?
He's clever for sure.
I've been on stage with him at the Ryman Auditorium, and I was doing stand up at his event, and he sits in the wings, not really in the wings, but off to the side. But at some point, decided to come up and roast me or whatever. You know, he's one of those. He's one of those guys who like, "I want you to hold these," and you go, "These nuts," you know, and you go like, "Oh, that's so cool. Let me write that down." Yeah.
I remember he made a video where he was like, "You fuck with Trump, you fuck with me," as though like someone was gonna fuck with Trump, who's got secret security and guns all around him, but was like, "Wait, I better not," because Kid Rock would then I just get through Kid Rock.
We also, I think we have a certain reverence for guys who never get fat. Like we're in awe of them. Like that guy was 151 pounds when I first saw him in 1998, and he's now still 151 pounds. Like he has not put on 7 ounces in like 30 years of hard partying.
Is he? Yeah. What is that?
He's our Rolling Stones. He's our Rolling Stones.
Does he do? Is it drugs or does he work out a lot?
That's why we marvel.
Ozempic?
We're like,
we don't know.
He started taking Ozempic in 2010. He has not put a fucking ounce of weight on in 30 years of fucking having fun.
That's impressive.
He's basically the United States Rolling Stones. Like those guys just won't. Not one of them.
What is that?
I don't know what that is.
I'm skinny because I have like all these stomach issues. And I can't eat good food.
Yeah,
I don't work out a lot. I don't see him working out a lot.
He may, but the whole point is he never like got into his dad bod. You know what I mean? He's just that
on a diet of cocaine and Bud Light.
Yeah, maybe it's just skipping meals diet, kind of just Coke.
There's also metabolism aspect to this as well, but I'm just saying, nobody thought, like, if I said to you, like, in 2000, like, who's going to be around, Kid Rock or Kim Kardashian? You'd go, well, they're both going to be gone in about, I go, they're going to fucking rule the world in 25 years.
Yeah.
Like, the smartest thing any of us could have ever done, like, because they talk about, like, if you'd bought Apple stock in 1995, you know how rich you'd be? If you started kissing Kid Rock and Kim Kardashian's ass in 1995, you would be so fucking made today, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Oh.
He would never predict it. I mean, even a kid, he like locked him into being young, and that didn't even stop him.
Yeah.
I think that would cage him into once you're older, Kid Rock songs.
Even Lil Bow Wow is just Bow Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just Bow Wow. And
Is he just Bow Wow now?
He is.
I didn't know that.
But what about Lil Romeo? And Lil Romeo, did he? Is he Lil?
He sadly died.
Oh.
But well, he did. This guy did age well. Doesn't he smoke all the time?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
He looks the same as he did in 1999. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Not to be gay, do we have a bod shot? Like a t-shirt off?
Yeah, wow. You want to see... You want to see Kid Rock in his underpants? Just close your eyes, Kyle.
Yeah. I want to see
just
Kid Rock
on Hyperion.
shirtless standing on Hyperion, yeah.
I mean, you showing a headshot of this guy is fine, but it doesn't really illustrate the point we're trying to make.
No, Kyle wants to see.
Yeah, I think one would show a picture of him and his wife beater in order to illustrate the story that the podcaster was talking about. But that tight headshot where you can see how many fillings he had and stuff is good. But I'd say more effective in the argument if he didn't put on any weight would be like a full body shot. But they may not exist. You know, there's probably no shot of Kid Rock, you know, in head to toe anywhere. In a wife beater. I don't think that picture exists. Does it? We'll find it. I'm just saying to whoever's doing the Googling, tight on his face is fine, but it doesn't really illustrate what I've been talking about. Just in general, that's what I mean. All right, we'll find that shot. It's going to take a minute because they may not exist out there. We may have to
deep
use
Google
AI
search
to find that one.
Yeah, we need AI. That's a good point.
But I mean, look, you don't need to look on Google. You just fucking think about it. The guy weighs exact. He wears a. You can't when you're wearing a wife beater. When that's your costume, you can never. We'll know it if you put on weight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen. You can find me young Jon Favreau and old Jon Favreau, and I'll show you a little weight difference there.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He gained about 10 pounds, maybe.
Yeah, he gained 3 ounces every 4 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's just not.
No, he looks good for, what is he, 55 or something?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get fat.
Or gray.
He didn't get anything. I fucking love this guy. I got to talk to him about getting me in with Trump. 54 years young, Kid Rock is. Doing something right. And he built a little Taj Mahal with a golden toilet. I mean, he's a hero. All right. Have you heard enough? I think you have. Kyle, let's give you a plug. Dates all over the place.
Oh, yeah. Go to Baltimore this weekend. I'm in Baltimore. Then I got Vegas. I got Philadelphia, New York City.
And you can go to kyledunnigan.com. Super easy. I'm going to be in San Diego. That'll be April 11th and 12th at the American Comedy Club doing stand-up over there. You can go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows. And until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Mayhem and Kyle Dunnigan saying mahalo.